Welcome back to the battle between Dr. Manhattan versus God Emperor Doom, two characters who have transcended all limits of reality. On one side, a nuclear physicist who became a quantum god, existing simultaneously in the past, present, and future, capable of manipulating the very fabric of matter and energy at the subatomic level. On the other side, the tyrant of Battleworld, who stole the power of the Beyonders themselves, entities of near omnipotence, and reshaped the entire multiverse to his will. Even when considering only their base versions, both have gone far beyond the concept of ordinary superheroes or supervillains. They are entities on a cosmic level, gods in the literal sense of the word. Before we dive into the analysis, please remember to subscribe to the channel to support me, and thank you very much. Let's start by getting to know each warrior. Dr. Manhattan was already one of the most powerful entities in the entire DC and Watchmen universe. John Osterman, the son of a watchmaker, a genius nuclear physicist, underwent a transformation that no creature in history has ever experienced. When accidentally locked in the intrinsic field subtractor, his physical body was disassembled down to every atom, every subatomic particle, every fundamental quantum string. But instead of dying, John Osterman learned how to reconstruct himself. Particle by particle, molecule by molecule, he rebuilt his body no longer human, but a quantum entity, a being that exists simultaneously at all points in time, seeing the past, present, and future as one unchanging panoramic picture. Giving him the name Dr. Manhattan was not a title, it was an acknowledgement that he had become something completely different, a god born from science, a being whose power even the ancient gods would envy. The power of Dr. Manhattan is not merely power, it is liberation from all the constraints of reality. He is not bound by time. To him, every moment is the present. He is not bound by space. He can be everywhere at once, or duplicate himself into countless copies, each copy possessing the full power of the original. He is not bound by matter. He can disassemble any object into its elementary particles and reconstruct them at will. He is not bound by causality. He can see every consequence of every action before it happens, but is simultaneously bound by that very vision, unable to change what he knows will occur. Unlike other omnipotent entities who use magic or cosmic power, Manhattan manipulates reality through a perfect understanding of physical laws. He does not break the laws of nature, he understands them at a level so profound that he can bend them to his will without ever violating them. Every action of his is the result of perfect understanding of quantum mechanics, of the nature of matter and energy, of the very fabric of space-time. Dr. Manhattan, throughout his history of existence, won the Vietnam War with just a wave of his hand, making the entire world tremble at his power. He forced the Soviet Union and the United States to the negotiating table merely by his presence, because no one dared confront an entity that could annihilate the entire planet with a thought. He lived on Mars, creating crystal palaces from sand and dust. In the original Watchmen event, Manhattan demonstrated the ability to teleport instantly to anywhere in the universe, including distant galaxies. He could create life from nothingness, as he did when creating the crystal creatures on Mars. He could destroy anything with just a wave of his hand, as when he erased Rorschach from existence without leaving a trace. In the Doomsday Clock event, the power of Dr. Manhattan reached a completely new level. He altered the timeline of the entire DC universe, erasing the Justice Society of America from history, changing the origin of Superman, and restructuring the entire metaphysics of reality. He confronted all the strongest heroes of DC: Superman, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, Flash, Captain Atom, and none of them could do anything to him. When Captain Atom, another quantum entity with similar powers, attempted to confront Manhattan, Manhattan simply disassembled him into elementary particles without any difficulty. When Superman, the ultimate symbol of strength and hope, lunged to attack Manhattan, Manhattan stopped him with just one finger. In the confrontation with the entire team of Earth's superheroes, Manhattan demonstrated the ability to duplicate himself into countless copies, each copy possessing his full power. He simultaneously faced dozens of the strongest heroes, and no one could lay a finger on him. When Firestorm tried to manipulate Manhattan's molecular structure, Manhattan simply laughed, because compared to his ability, Firestorm was just a child playing with toys. One of Manhattan's most impressive feats in Doomsday Clock was actually changing the nature of the DC Universe's metaphysics itself. Manhattan altered this metaverse structure, shifting the entire timeline of the DC universe to prevent Superman from becoming a threat in the future. This is an action on a level far beyond anything ever done in the history of the DC universe, except perhaps by entities like the Presence or Lucifer Morningstar. As you can see, Dr. Manhattan, at the absolute peak of his power, was able to manipulate the very metaverse structure of reality, rewrite the history of the entire universe, and confront the strongest heroes without any real difficulty. Now, we will talk about God Emperor Doom. As I said before, God Emperor Doom was already one of the most powerful entities ever to exist in the Marvel Universe, and exploring the true nature of this power only elevates him to an even higher position on the cosmic ladder. It was not just an increase in power, it was a complete change in the nature of existence, taking him from a mortal man, albeit one of the greatest minds, to a supreme god with power far beyond any entity ever known in the Marvel multiverse. However, the fact that God Emperor Doom is not merely a simple ruler, but the embodiment of power stolen from the Beyonders themselves, entities that existed before the universe was born, beings to whom the entire multiverse is, but an experiment, is precisely why the true scope of his power is so difficult to quantify. Dr. Doom, throughout his history, has always been one who craves absolute power. But as God Emperor Doom, he achieved what even the most insane would not dare to dream. He became the god of all remaining reality. As the supreme ruler of Battleworld, God Emperor Doom possesses feats far beyond anything any Marvel character has ever achieved, except perhaps the one above all. He possesses attack power sufficient to completely erase an entity from existence, not just kill, but obliterate from the very memory of reality. When Doctor Strange, who had served as Doom's right hand for many years, finally betrayed him, Doom killed Strange with just a wave of his hand, and Strange, one of the most powerful sorcerers ever to exist, could do nothing to resist. God Emperor Doom also faced Black Panther equipped with the Infinity Gauntlet, an object containing the power of all the Infinity Stones, and defeated him easily. When T'Challa used the gauntlet to attack Doom with its full power, Doom simply laughed and declared that the power of the gauntlet was nothing compared to the power he held. He disassembled the gauntlet from T'Challa's hand and continued to rule Battleworld without any hindrance. The most terrifying thing about God Emperor Doom is his near absolute omnipotence within the confines of Battleworld. He could create life from nothingness, destroy entire regions with a thought, and reshape reality in any way he wished. He created a comprehensive legal system for Battleworld, with himself as the supreme judge. He created an army of Thors, hundreds of Thor variants from different realities to serve as his police force. He turned the most powerful beings of the multiverse into pawns on his chessboard. One of the most impressive feats of God Emperor Doom is that he actually defeated and absorbed the power of the Beyonders themselves. In the Secret Wars event, 2015, when the entire Marvel multiverse was collapsing due to the incursions collisions between parallel universes, Dr. Doom found a way to confront the Beyonders, the entities behind this entire catastrophe. Using a combination of science, magic, and cunning things in which Doom is the absolute master, he defeated the Beyonders and absorbed all their power into himself. He saved the last fragments of the dying multiverse and stitched them together, creating Battleworld, a new reality built from the ruins of countless universes. In this reality, Doom was not just the ruler, he was God. Every living being on Battleworld worshipped him as a deity. Heroes who once opposed him now served him. Enemies who once despised him now knelt before him. Regarding defensive capabilities, God Emperor Doom is virtually invulnerable. When Black Panther with the Infinity Gauntlet, one of the most powerful weapons ever to exist, attacked him with full force, Doom was completely unharmed. When the entire Resistance army, including the strongest surviving heroes, rose up against him, Doom suppressed them easily. He killed Thanos, who had once defeated the entire universe with the Infinity Gauntlet, with just a snap of his fingers, ripping the Mad Titan's spine from his body. His power came from the Beyonders, and as demonstrated in Secret Wars, this power could be challenged and was ultimately defeated by entities of comparable power. When Reed Richards, granted the power of the Beyonders themselves by Molecule Man, confronted Doom, the battle between them was a battle between two entities nearly equal in power. This is the core weakness of God Emperor Doom, his ego. Doom, even as God, was still Doom with all the arrogance, jealousy, and insecurity that shaped the man he is. He could not bear the idea that Reed Richards, his eternal nemesis, might be right about something. He could not bear the idea of anyone challenging his perfection. And it was precisely these weaknesses that ultimately led to his downfall. Thus, God Emperor Doom is truly one of the most powerful entities ever to exist in Marvel history, one who stole the power of the gods themselves and used it to become the god of all remaining reality. From creating Battleworld, defeating the Infinity Gauntlet, to killing Thanos with just a snap of his fingers, God Emperor Doom proved that when combining genius, intellect, infinite ambition, and the power of the Beyonders, even the limits of reality can be shattered. When the quantum god of Watchmen and the tyrant of Battleworld face off, we will need to analyze across multiple dimensions to determine who would be the victor. Dr. Manhattan derives his power from a perfect understanding of quantum physics. He manipulates reality not by breaking the laws of nature, but by understanding them so deeply that he can bend them to his will. His power is the power of science, pushed to its extreme, a form of omnipotence based on perfect understanding of how the universe operates. God Emperor Doom, in contrast, derives his power from absorbing the might of the Beyonders entities, to whom the laws of physics are merely suggestions that can be ignored. Doom's power is the power of pure creation. He does not need to understand how the universe operates to change it. He simply needs to will something to happen, and it happens. This is a form of omnipotence based on will, unbound by any laws except the limitations set by the Beyonders themselves. Both possess the ability to manipulate time, but in very different ways. Manhattan exists simultaneously in every moment of his life. Past, present, and future are one to him. He can see everything that will happen, and has seen it since the dawn of his existence. However, as mentioned, Manhattan is bound by this very vision. He cannot change what he knows will occur. God Emperor Doom, with the power of the Beyonders, can manipulate time more proactively. In Battleworld, he could reshape history at will, create new timelines, and erase old ones. However, there is a subtle point here. Manhattan has demonstrated the ability to alter the timeline of the entire DC universe, including erasing and recreating historical events. This shows that his ability to manipulate time is not limited to merely seeing the future. He can actively change it. Although this seems to contradict his philosophy of everything is predetermined. Dr. Manhattan can disassemble any object into elementary particles and reconstruct them at will. He can create life from inorganic matter, build complex structures from nothingness, and destroy everything by simply ceasing to maintain their molecular structure. God Emperor Doom, in contrast, can create entire realities from the fragments of dead universes. He created Battleworld, a complete world with its own geography, history, and population from the ruins of the multiverse. He can create life from nothingness, reshape reality at will, and erase everything from existence. The scope of Doom's creation seems to far exceed Manhattan's. While Manhattan manipulates what already exists, Doom can create what has never existed. Dr. Manhattan, before becoming the quantum god, was already a genius nuclear physicist. After his transformation, his intellect was amplified to an immeasurable level. He can process information at quantum speed, analyze every situation from every possible angle, and understand the most complex concepts of the universe in an instant. God Emperor Doom, on the other hand, is one of the greatest minds in Marvel history. Victor Von Doom is not only a genius scientist, he is also a master of magic, a political strategist, and a master manipulator. Doom's intellect is a combination of scientific logic and magical cunning, of cold analytical ability and burning ambition. After careful analysis, we can see that this is an almost unpredictable confrontation between two entities that have transcended all limits of power. Dr. Manhattan is the quantum god, existing outside of time, manipulating matter and energy with perfect understanding of physical laws. God Emperor Doom is the tyrant of Battleworld, who stole the power of the Beyonders themselves and used it to become the god of all reality. In a direct confrontation, both have their own advantages and weaknesses. Manhattan has the advantage of temporal vision. He can see every action of Doom before it happens, although this could be neutralized if Doom, with the power of the Beyonder, creates blind spots in the timeline. Doom has the advantage of pure creative power. He can create things from nothingness, while Manhattan can only manipulate what already exists. However, there is a decisive factor that we cannot ignore: the nature of the power. Dr. Manhattan's power is intrinsic power. It comes from himself, from the quantum transformation that restructured his entire existence. God Emperor Doom's power is extrinsic power. It comes from absorbing the might of the Beyonders, and as demonstrated in Secret Wars, this power can be taken away. Dr. Manhattan wins this battle not by overpowering God Emperor Doom with brute force, but by exploiting the core weakness in the nature of Doom's power and the instability in his psyche. Manhattan will find a way to sever or weaken the connection between Doom and the Beyonder power. And in the moment that power weakens, he will deliver the finishing blow with the precision of a quantum god. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you all very much.